Hi, welcome back to Anything Could Be a Podcast with Taylor Cartago. I'm Taylor Cartago, and anything could be a podcast. Today I'm here at a college bar, and I will be telling these wonderful college students all about what it is like to be a college student and what it is to be in college. I myself have been in college for about a year now, so I would say that I'm pretty much an expert on the college experience, or at least the fourth of it that one may experience when they become a freshman. Now, to start off, what is college? University is something that everybody that chooses to go into further education may go into, right? University, college, junior college, etc. These are things that many of people will try and venture in their lifetimes, right? If you choose this path out of high school, out of any sort of moment in your lifetime in which you may be able to join a university, what is important is that you chose the right one. I myself, I'm going to dox myself a little bit here. I go to Fordham University in Manhattan in New York. If you're ever in New York, you may see me walking down the streets in my suit. Have fun finding me. Now, what I will say is New York is a very special place when it comes to university. There are two campuses here at Fordham University, one in the Bronx and another one in Manhattan, right? There are many people here in the Bronx. I'm currently in the Bronx right now, and the Manhattan campus is all the way in Manhattan. They're two different places. You'll see them eventually later on in the scope of whatnot and how you whatever, right? So let me tell you, right? College, university, classes. When I first stepped foot at Fordham College at Lincoln Center, I thought to myself, this is it. This is the school I should be at, right? I am a big fan of Fordham College at Lincoln Center, and that is the school that I go to. That is where I made my original elevator videos. I'm very happy with those videos, right? But here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. When first walking on campus for my first day of school, you kind of go in and there's a whole orientation thing set up for you. Orientation is a very special time in a person's life at Fordham University, right? When you're doing orientation stuff, it can get very overwhelming. There's a lot of orientation stuff. There's a lot of people going on, a lot of X, Y, and Z happening, right? Now, let me tell you, when orientation is happening, just don't be scared. There are many people here to help you and many people around to help you out with the moving in and whatnot. Both in terms of getting your stuff from your cars or your hands, depending on if you flew, and getting you to meet new friends, right? I myself am not an orientation leader, but there are orientation leaders that I'm friends with that have made it their entire jobs and to get the freshmen in order to get the freshmen to start interacting with other people and to get involved in clubs and to get involved with the school and to get involved with the traditions that this school may offer, right? Now, let me tell you, right, at Fordham University, right, I walked in, I got to the front doors of the freshman dorm campus, right, and I thought to myself, wow, look at this beautiful school, right? I will say, Fordham University, right? I can tell you right now, you walk in, there are these bins, right? They have these bins, these cardboard bins on wheels, right? They look like they're not sturdy, they're very sturdy. They hold all of your stuff, right? You put all your stuff in there. Some people brought some stuff from home. I myself did not drive all the way to New York. I'm not from New York State or Connecticut or the areas of states around, right? But I will say, Fordham University, when you walk in, you put all your stuff in the thing, right? You have a whole thing going on. You put all your stuff in the bins and you drive them, right? And you bring them over to the school and you put them in your dorm, right? Now, when you're going to the school and you're trying to figure out everything, you try to figure out, oh, how am I going to adjust? What am I going to do? Who will my friends be? Right? I will tell you, and I will say right now, the big thing is that making friends is not immediate. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I have friends that I met during orientation. I have friends that I met last week, and I've been here for over a year, right? It all depends, and your knowledge base of how the school works and how the city that you choose to live in works and how the school works and all the fixins, you will figure that out, and it takes time. It will take time, right? I first started and I walked into my dorm. The first person I met was my good roommate Lachlan, right? Now, I walked into the dorm. He moved in maybe an hour or two before me, right? My parents were with me. I get to meet my roommate. He was a great roommate. He was a great guy, a really wonderful guy that I met, and he showed me all that there was to being at Fordham University and the school. He showed me the elevator, showed me his rooms, he showed me his dorms. It was very sweet. It was very nice. He is now currently still one of my great friends here at the school. He is behind the camera. Lachlan, you can wave if you'd like. Wave in front of the camera. Yeah, that's the hand of Lachlan, my former roommate, right? Now, the fun thing about roommates is that if you haven't been in a room with anybody before, this is your chance to really like meet someone and learn all about what it's like to share a room with someone and to be a part of this this dorm, right? Dorm life is very specific because when you are living in a dorm, you're living with a bunch of other people that one are in the same boat as you, right? Going to classes, doing all these things, doing all like the school stuff, right? But two, you're meeting a lot of people that are like meeting other people for the first time, right? This whole thing about like Fordham College at Lincoln Center is that like it's small, and when you're in the dorms, everyone kind of knows everybody. I knew every single person on my floor. I loved every single person on my floor. We all got to meet together. There were RAs and RDs that had floor meetings and floor events and floor get-togethers. I went to floor get-togethers that weren't even from my own floor, right? It's coloring like pages from things. It is arts and crafts. It is movie night. There are different things that a person can do when you're in a dorm to meet new people, and these are all things offered by the dorm experience, right? Again, I was in there with Lachlan and another person named Max, another great friend of mine, right? And the three of us, we were at the end of the hall. We decorated our door. You could see our names on the door. They put your name on there. Most dorm rooms are actually themed to have like some sort of theming or whatnot, right? Ours was themed to be I totally forgot. Strawberry shortcake themed. Our floor was strawberry shortcake themed, and I remember I was not strawberry shortcake, but I was what's the one guy's name? He's the pie. Something about a pie. Huckleberry pie. I was Huckleberry pie. Oh no, feel free. It's okay. Like don't worry. You can go after. Wave to the camera if you'd like to. So anyway, now you're living in the dorms. You're meeting all the people. You're doing all the things. Right. There's this really interesting thing that'll happen when you're in the dorm life and you're living the dorm experience. Right. Where sometimes you're walking from your from the stairs or from the elevator or from the front door if you're on the first floor. Right. Over to where your dorm is, and the fun thing is that you're going to be able to like walk with people that live in the same place and want to do all the same things that you're doing, right? I would walk like from my door to the elevator and wait in like the elevator bank with other people that were trying to get to their classes, and my schedule was the same as theirs every single day. I became friends with people that I just saw on a day-to-day basis, like, oh, I'm going to my 8:30, you also have an 8:30 on Mondays, you know? There's a lot of like, oh, yeah, sorry. What's up? Like you're gonna meet a lot of people, you're gonna meet a lot of cool people, and that's kind of the fun part, right? Now, oh, an empty can of Coors Light. Now, let me tell you, here's the thing. You're chilling in the dorms. You need to know a little bit about like what it's like to have a roommate, right? There are different things involved that may be different than what it's like to be in your own room. Yes, maybe you may have had parents, guardians, siblings that you have lived in a home with before, but maybe you haven't lived in a room with someone. Maybe you have, right? It's very different when it's not a sibling or someone that you're like familially or very closely related to, right? These are people that you're meeting for the first time if you're going random. I personally went random. Other people met their roommates on Instagram. I did not do that, right? Going random was one of the greatest experiences of my life because I just got to meet new people and really learn a little bit about what the Fordham experience is, you know, right? What life is, and I really got to just kind of like live on my own and figure things out, right? You need to know like how to be courteous. A lot of it is about like being courteous and the courtesy of talking to people and doing the X, Y, and Z, right? Let me tell you, right? I was in the middle bed of 3, right? My desk was kind of off to the side, right? If it's late at night, you know, wear some earbuds. If you have some food, share some with your roommates, right? If you're going out, maybe like invite one to hang out, go to a club with you, maybe like, and tell them when you're having people over. A lot of it is just about the courtesy of having like, oh, this responsibility to make sure that your roommates are just in touch whenever they need to be or can be, right? Another bit that goes with the courteism thing is cleanliness, right? How to be cleanliness and how to be courteous are two very similar things because if you don't clean your room and you're leaving that to your roommates, it can be kind of tiresome. You can sign a roommate agreement. You can verbally assign things like, oh, like when the trash is full, you take out the trash, or when the floors are dirty, you clean the floors, right? There are different things that you can do in different ways that you can make sure that your room is a good living space not only for you, but for your roommates. I myself had a hard time adjusting that. I'm a very messy person, right? I know that I'm well put together because of the suit and all, but sometimes I'm a little messy, right? I have tried my best since getting roommates to not be that, and sometimes still a struggle. It may be a struggle for you, but that is okay. That is totally okay, right? Sometimes it's tough and sometimes it's difficult, and you just kind of need to learn what it's like to have a roommate and what it's like to just put in that extra step, you know? Sometimes that extra step is all that you need in order to just move from like living in your own room to living alone, but with 3 people, 2 people, 4 people. Like, that's just kind of how it is. That's how it is, right? You're really trying to figure out just like how to adapt, right? It's the same as moving anywhere else, just adapting and figuring things out and checking the lay of the land, right? Now, bathrooms are a big thing in the dorms, right? How do you make sure that you're using the bathroom in a way that is still courteous to your roommates and floor mates, right? I had a bathroom that I just shared with my 2 roommates. I was very lucky in that regard. Some people have floor bathrooms, right? Many share the bathrooms, the utilities in those. And it goes and it applies both ways, right? If you're sharing a bathroom with anybody on your floor or your room, you need to make sure that you're not spending too long on the toilet or showering. You want to make sure that there's room. You want to clean up after yourself. You want to make sure that you don't leave your stuff on the counter space that other people might need. There are different things in different places a man or a woman or person can go in order to be more courteous when they're doing those things, right? You bring your stuff in, you bring your stuff out. I had a little shower caddy that I would bring with me. I would carry it from my bed. I kept it under my bed, and I'd pick it up and I'd walk it over to the bathroom and I'd put it in the bathroom in the shower. That's where my soaps were. That's where my face wash was. That's where my shampoo was. That's where my toothbrush was. That's where I had my mouthwash. That's where I kept all of the my razor. I do shave. There are different things that a person may need to have, or a person may need to bring, right? These are things that you'll just have to adapt to, and things that you may need to figure out yourself, right? Now, the fun thing about this now is you're again, having roommates. If you're in a dorm space where you do not have to share your bathroom with just your roommates, maybe it's a little easier. But also that comes with the inherent privacies of maybe supposedly you're not you're not as secluded, right? You're in a stall, right? You're figuring it out, and maybe if you're not in charge of cleaning as a floor, which not many people are. If you are, then you must do that, right? Maybe it's cleaned before or after. It all depends. There are different factors and different things that may happen, right? All things that you can choose to avoid or figure out or make agreements with, right? Again, all about adaptation, right? Now, we've talked about the dorm experience and living with a roommate and what it's like to have a roommate and what it's like to share a bathroom and what it's like to share a room, right? Be courteous, not like playing music too loud, not inviting people too loud after we're at X, Y, and Z, right? Now, the big thing that you will need to know and the big thing that you will need to remember is what is it like if you're not in the dorms, right? There are people that commute at most colleges, right? Commuting is, as if you don't know, if you're not a college student, right? When you commute, you are going from what is not the campus to campus every day for classes. There are many people at my own university that are most likely commuters, people that don't live on campus and have to make a drive or a walk or go around and do X, Y, and Z, right? And that is something that you may just have to deal with, right? And that is all dependent on a person's personal life and the ways in which they decide to figure out college life, right? Now, the same kind of rules apply, right? The same kind of rules apply when you're a commuter, right? You still want to adapt, right? How do you do that, right? It's harder when you're not in the thing and you're kind of just trying to meet people and you're trying to figure it out yourself, right? How do you do that, right? Now, if you're a college freshman, right, you want to make sure that you are being courteous to people that are commuters if you're living in a dorm, right? Be friends with those people, talk to those people. If you see someone in your class that you don't know very well or that's not on your floor, talk to them. Make sure that you get those conversations going and you try to adapt and talk to those people, right? Because the biggest thing is you have to feel a little bit of empathy, right? When it comes to like interacting with people, right? You want to feel a little bit of empathy and see like if someone is in a spot where they may be a little bit uncomfortable, like how can I like make them more comfortable in talking with them, or making sure that this conversation is flowing, or making sure that like there are people in these situations and in these classes and in these college settings that feel like they belong and can belong here, right? That is something that you will have to adapt to and something that you will need to figure out, and that's okay. I have many friends that are commuters, and it is like they're some of my best friends. And now I guess part of the shtick is, how do you meet these people, right? I kind of briefly went over orientation, but we can go over orientation right now. Orientation is like the first kind of couple days of you moving in and talking to people and hang out with people. There are orientation leaders that tell you where to go. There are people that may speak, or people that may tell you what to do. You'll have floor meetings, you'll have things that you're doing, X, Y, and Z, like all of the fixins, right? You'll figure it out, right? Now, the big thing about the floor, like orientation stuff, is that you really just need to go with the flow. I mean, I went in and I really did not know what I was doing, and these are some of the first moments that you're going to interact with someone, right? Now, that doesn't make or break it, but to me, in my eyes, it was one of those moments where during orientation, I just needed to kind of make like as big an impression as I could, and I feel like I may or may not have, for better or for worse, right? Making an impression is good. Not making an impression is also good. It depends on your level of comfortability, and it depends on what you choose to do, right? Now, I myself, right, am a little bit introverted. It's harder for me to talk to other people, right? And that is okay. It's very hard for some people to talk to other people, and that is fine, right? But I can tell you right now that you just need to go in and have a positive spirit. Someone extroverted may go up to you, right? Someone introverted may also go up to you. See someone sitting down that's also introverted, you can go up to them. It is one of these things where you just need to stay conscientious and stay understanding of all the different things that are happening and all the different places that someone may be going to, or all the different things that someone may be doing, right? Orientation happens. I remember the first day of orientation, it was a lot of talking. It was a lot of like whatever, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. The president talked. They had speakers come up. They had people talk to us about classes, what to do, how to sign up for things, how to make an account for these accounts, how to sign into the school board stuff, how to check your grades, how to find assignments, right? All of these things are basic things that you need to find on your first day, right? The thing about college is that sometimes you're going to be working on things and you're not going to know if like all the people in your classes are freshmen, or no, don't worry, you can go this way, don't worry, it's okay. Like it's totally fine. Like, don't worry about it. Now, it is what it is, right? Now, I can tell you right now, right? It's a lot to get through. And if I said I was paying full attention, I would be lying. I did not pay attention to a lot of things during orientation. But what I will say, what I will say is that during orientation, right, I tried my best to like feel like I was a part of this school, right? Part of being in a college is kind of accepting that you are now a part of a community of people, that you now need to, someone just kicked a can of Bang energy drink onto the street. That is littering. A little bit of college info here. Littering is illegal both on and off a campus, right? Don't do that. Now, I can tell you right now, right? I can tell you right now, right? You're going to be doing a lot of X, Y, and Z, right? Figuring out like how the orientation stuff works. I sat in the back of the orientation like circles, and I talked to my one friend at the time, right? I had a lot of friends during orientation that I wasn't necessarily friends with after orientation. I met a lot of friends during orientation that I'm still friends with today. I met a couple people after orientation that I didn't even know during orientation. Sometimes it is a plus, sometimes it's a minus, sometimes it's a neutral. It doesn't make or break anything, so don't worry, right? Now, again, let me tell you, right? The first thing you need to know about, well, I've listed a lot of first things. I guess another thing that you do during an orientation, you'll have small groups where they will play little fun games to let you know how to talk or interact with people, right? I got to know some very great people in my orientation group, right? In my orientation circles, right? Make new connections, get people's Instagrams. the funny thing is, like, you're always talking to people at your orientation groups. First thing you do is, what's your name? Then you do, what's your major? Then you do, what's your Instagram, right? And then you have these conversations and you ask for all these things, right? And you try to figure out what are people's names, what are their majors, what are their years, what are their Instagrams. Personally, my Instagram is anything can be a podcast. Shameless plug. Now, let me tell you, right? The fun thing about orientation, right? You just kind of chill, right? Now, again, right? A lot of just orientation X, Y, and Z. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. It's very loud here. I need to just lock in and pay attention. I'm so sorry. Now, let me tell you, right? Orientation, it's fun. Right? You're going to meet new people, right? And another thing that may happen during orientation is someone may invite you to drink or smoke or do some sort of drug. Now, depending on your level of comfortability, you do not need to drink, you do not need to smoke, you do not need to do any of these things, right?
This man is so right.
Part of the thing about college is you make your own decisions, right? Now, I can tell you right now that drinking can be fun, and it's a thing that a lot of people on college campuses do, right? If you are in a situation in which you are incited to drink or to smoke or to do a drug, do it safely, do it wisely, do it under the comfortability of your friends, and make sure that you have a group of people with you, right? It is something that you can only choose to do yourself, right? It is something that you need to moderate, something you need to watch, something that you need to take care of. I understand that on a college campus that sometimes it's a lot of pressure, right? Some people, the freshman 15. Some of the freshman 15 comes from managing your own diets. Some of it comes from the fact that you're just drinking a lot, right? And that's totally okay. People go through that a lot during their. Sorry, we're on the street. It's just a little scary, right? It's not something that you should be so overtly afraid of that you choose never to drink, right? But if you choose not to, out of any personal reason, that's totally okay. Don't feel pressured to. Some of the most fun that I've had on college was when I was sober. A lot of the times I've had the least fun was when I was drunk, right? There are a lot of things that people may or may not tell you to do, right? And you just need to accept whether or not you want to do those things. Don't give in to peer pressure, but peer pressure is inevitable, and you just need to make sure that you don't give in, right? Now, I can tell you right now, right? What is college life like? What is nightlife like? It's going outside and talking to people and meeting new people and seeing all these wonderful things that are outside. I am currently outside of a college bar, right? And there are people here that are coming in to drink on their Saturday night, right? I have chosen my Saturday night to do this, got to pay the bills. But sometimes you don't, sometimes you do, right? It's something that you can choose to do because you manage your own time. Now, time is a very interesting thing when it comes to college. How do you manage your own time when you're on your own schedule? Classes are not from 8:30 to 3:30 or to 3:30 p.m. right? You're kind of figuring out your own class schedules and figuring out your classes and trying to understand what class like is in relation to what your personal life is and in relation to what your work life is. Some people have work studies, right? A work study is when you're on campus and you're finding a job on campus. Some people work in the library, some people work foodstuffs, some people work different stores or vendors or janitorial works. Some people are RAs, resident assistants, resident directors. These are all jobs that someone may have as a college student that they can get paid for in actual fiscal cash or in a little bit off your tuition, right? These are options that many people go to when they need to make money, both personally or just to pay off college. College is very expensive, right? Oh. There's an ambulance. Now, let me tell you, right? Another thing that has to happen. Another thing that has to happen is sometimes you have a job, right? And when you're kind of working your job, right? You're gonna see a lot of the people that you know, and that's a fun way to both meet people and to kind of just talk, right? I know people that had work studies and I would visit them when they were off at work, right? I know people that are going to, in their work studies, run the local coffee shop on campus, right? And that is something that's really cool because now I can get my coffee from a friend and I can talk to them while I'm in line, and you can have all these different interactions, right? The college experience is made up a lot by students. It is student-led first and foremost, and that is important and that is good, right? Now, again, another thing that you may need to know when you're doing the college life X, Y, and Z is that sometimes you can't get a work study. I personally couldn't get a work study. Sometimes you'll need to work off campus. I worked off campus. You're going to need to figure out how to manage your class time with your work time. And the nice thing is, you chose your classes, right? The times that you wanted to have those classes or the times that those classes are, work would be a secondary thing that you need to take account of, right? Obviously, if you've chosen your classes and now you're trying to find a job, that's different. But if you're choosing your classes and you know you need work, that could be another thing that you need to do for like all of college, first semester, second semester, junior, senior, sophomore year, all different things that you may need to do, right? Now, that was sticky. Oh, now, let me tell you, right? College is a lot of work. It's stressful. So sometimes working is very hard. I found a job that luckily I could take a lot of time off of, and it worked very well. Like I could learn a lot and I could do a lot, and I could really like make an impression in which like I feel like I did a lot with my freshman year, right? My first year I like worked my ass off, and I both in the college setting and in the like work setting and in the social setting, I feel like I did a lot. And that's something that you should feel when you're in college as well. A wise man, teacher, person in my life once told me that it's what you make of it, right? Like what you want to get out of your class, or what you want to get out of work, or what you want to do out of these things, it's just how much you choose to put in and do and feel accomplished by, and that's totally okay. I've had classes where I didn't really want to show up and it ended and I was like, thank God. I had classes where I was really unhappy with the work that I was doing, and I was like, oh no. Is my mic off? Wait. I'm gonna wear two mics now because I feel like one of the mics is now low battery. Now, that's the tough thing, right? I will say, and I can say that like part of the college experience that you're gonna have to manage a lot of things, right? Now, what are classes, right? Classes are things that you choose when you're trying to make your class schedule and trying to get credits, right? Credits are an assorted amount of things that you need in order to graduate, right? Graduation is the thing that happens after you get a certain amount of credits. You get a degree and bragging rights. Bragging rights that you can put on your LinkedIn later in life that will go nowhere, right? Now, let me tell you. I've been saying let me tell you. Take a shot every time I say let me tell you. Maybe that's the drinking game here, right? Now, part of the fun of taking your classes that you can choose whatever you want, right? I have English classes that focus strictly on playwriting, right? I have heard of people that take math classes that are like based in computer science. There are a lot of different things that a person can do in order to kind of like make their class list something that accomplishes these goals of getting these credits, but also things that are enjoyable and fun. And the fun thing is you get to choose your major, right? And your major also has an assorted amount of credits that you need to take along with your general education, GEs, core curriculum, right? Now, your core curriculum and your the things that you're going to need to do, right? It is what it is, right? You'll have to take finite mathematics. You'll have to take your like composition 2 classes, right? You're gonna need to figure those things out, and you're gonna need to figure it out yourself and kind of get with it, right? You're gonna learn a lot in those classes, whether you like it or not, and you'll meet a lot of cool people. I met a lot of my favorite people in those classes just going up to them like, hi, my name is Taylor, nice to meet you.
My name's
right?
Taylor, nice to meet you.
My name's Taylor.
Now, I can tell you right now, right? It's fun. Like it's fun. Like I had classes where afterward, like me and my friends would go get coffee. We'd go like and just go to a local coffee shop. I'd get like my little iced latte. We'd go back up to the quad, and then we'd have our coffees over by the grass, and it was fun. It was a great time. It's such an enjoyable time, right? You're gonna have these moments where you're really gonna want to meet new people, and it'll happen naturally. You're gonna have these moments where it's not natural, it doesn't feel natural, and then it'll just end up being a blossoming friendship. And all of these different things are gonna happen, and all these different things are gonna make the college experience what it is, right? And that's okay, that's totally fine, right? Now, another thing that you may need to know, right? With the social aspects happening, right? Again, we've mentioned the dangers of drinking, and we've mentioned the dangers of smoking, and the dangers of partying, right? The further dangers that come with that, not only in terms of like if you have an addictive personality or if you have like certain health accommodations that you need to have, right, is that it may take you up on schoolwork. Hangovers are real. You're getting high and feeling that the next day is something that can happen and will happen, right? The half-life of a drug may stay with you for a very, very long time. And this is not coming from personal experience, but I know people that have done these things and chosen to have done these things that, and it's ruined their college experience, and they've dropped out. You know, that's something that you want to avoid. If that is the life that you want, you should make those decisions sober, right? And that is just a thing that I have to say, right? If it's never too late, obviously, but it is something that you'll have to choose for yourself, right? Make sure you stay up on your classes. If it's a Wednesday night and someone's like, hey, we're all drinking in my dorm, right? Maybe say no. You're allowed to say no, and that's okay. You'll see them on Friday. You'll see them on Saturday. Maybe you'll see them on like next Wednesday when you know that you don't have a midterm, right? It's one of those things where you'll have to gauge. Again, it's all about balancing your own time and figuring out your own time and figuring out yourself, right? That's one of those things that you'll need to learn and figure out, and that's totally okay. It's totally okay. It's totally fine, right? Now, managing your own time, managing meal plans, right? How do you get food on a college campus, right? Some dorms are dorm style, right? You have just your bed and your desk, and then you go into the hallway and there's a communal bathroom. Some people are in apartment style dorms, right? Where you're walking in, you have a little living space, you have a kitchen, you have your dorms, and you also have a bathroom, right? Maybe you have like 2 or 3 roommates. Right. If you're living in a dorm, you'll have the 2 or 3 roommates and everyone in your hall. If you're in your college setting, you'll have maybe like 6 or 7 people in your apartment, right? It all depends on what you choose and what you do, right? And it's all dependent on like a variety of factors, right? Meal planning is special because some people will have meal plans that are through campus, right? You'll have this allotted amount of food that you can buy per week, or this amount you can buy per semester, this amount you can buy per quarter, this amount you can buy per year, right? All a bunch of stuff that, oh, here, yeah, man. Yeah, man, I got you.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I want to get a chief for $5. I got $1.
Yeah, there you go, right? Anything helps.
You work here or you?
Oh, no, I'm just recording my own thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, part of the fun thing when you're meal planning is that you, this is for the camera, so sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Part of the fun thing is that when you're meal planning, you're gonna want to figure things out yourself, right? That can of Coors Light is still on the floor. No one picked it up. Now, you're going to have to figure that out yourself, right? You'll have your allotted foods, right? The cafeteria is a good place to meet people and sit down at a table. If you don't have any friends, you can go, hey, can I sit here? Start a conversation, right? The meal planning is also a fun part of the experience, right? If you have a kitchen, right? If you have a communal kitchen on your floor, you can cook and meet your roommates and do all these things and have a good time and X, Y, and Z, right? It's a good time. It's a fun time, right? You figure it out and you figure out your own schedule and you figure out when you eat. You figure out what meals you're going to have, what you want for those meals, and that is something that every college student needs to do and figure out themselves. You want to make sure you have a balanced diet. Now, what is a balanced diet? I can tell you right now, right? You're going to want some protein in there. Protein is something very important, right? If you're eating something that doesn't have a lot of protein, then you're going to be deficient in it, right? You're going to want your vegetables, you're going to want your fruits. You can have treats, you can have snacks, you can have like all the different like college dorms. I loved my giant boxes of Cheez-Its that I would just bring into the dorm and snack on late at night while I'm studying, right? There are a lot of very good food options there that a person can, no, feel free, go ahead. There's a lot of different dorm options that a person can choose for their food and their meal planning, right? You'll have to figure that out, right? There are great places on any college campus for food, right? And some of it is like based on like different times, right? The tough thing about having a meal plan is that the times in which food is allotted and sold is sometimes not the amount of times that you will be awake, right? I've been hungry at midnight and I haven't had any food in my mini fridge, right? So I, just have to go to bed, and that's totally okay. Sometimes you're living in a place where you can go out and there's a grocery store that's 24 hours, right? Go to your local Safeway, but sometimes you're not in a place like that, right? That's totally okay, right? You need to figure out when those meals can happen and when those meals can be done and had and made and whatnot, right? And you're gonna do all those things, right? It's a normal part of college life. It's a normal thing that you're gonna have to experience, a normal thing you're gonna have to do, and that's totally okay, right? I can tell you, it's a whole thing that you're gonna have to deal with, right? Now, the fun thing is that you can choose whatever you want. You can eat a whole cake for dinner, right? You decide. You decide what you do, what you eat. The freshman 15 is real. It just happens, right? You're gonna want to avoid it, but it'll happen. And then the sophomore, I lost the 15 pounds, also does happen. You know, like you figure it out and you adapt. And sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes a month for you to go, oh, maybe I'm gaining a couple pounds. Let me like weighing off the beer. You know, right? It's one of those things, right? Now, you're really just learning, right? It's all about learning, and you're gonna fail and you're gonna pass, right? Your classes are exactly like this. Your dorm life is gonna be exactly like this. Your classes are important too, right? Now, the fun and different thing about your classes in college is that they are from college level professors, right? There are college level professors that I've had that have taught me things in curricula that I've never even wanted to learn about. I took a medieval history class my freshman year, and that was one of the greatest classes I ever learned, right? I've like taken a German language class and gone to German art museums and learned so much about different places in my city, learned about different things on campus, learned about different historical facts, learned different like X, Y, and Z. It's fun and it's great, and you're gonna have a good time and you're gonna learn, right? It is something that you're gonna have a great time with, right? And part of the thing that you need to know is just feel it. You need to feel it, and you need to understand it, and you need to just lock in and learn what you're doing and pay attention in your classes, right? There are a lot of things that you're gonna be doing in your classes where you're probably gonna want you're probably gonna want a lot of off time, right? That's totally okay. Show up, learn a thing, and feel like you're invested in something that maybe you didn't feel invested in before. That's totally okay, right? Now, I will say, when you're in your classes, right? You're gonna have a variety of people, depending on what school you go to, right? A variety of people that are there to learn, and a variety of people that aren't, and that's totally all right. It's totally fine, right? I myself have seen a wide variety of people at my college that have different varying levels of whether or not they want to be in that specific class. Your GEs are like that. Your major specific classes might not be. Sometimes they are, depending on your major, but sometimes they're not, right? It all depends on how much the class wants to lock in, and that is independent of what you want to do. All you need to know is that you're locking in yourself, right? And you're figuring it out yourself, right? Now, I will say, right, sometimes you don't need to like a class. You're gonna have some professors that are just real awful, right? There are professors that I've had that have been awful just in terms of like how they teach and just who they are as people, and that's okay. That happens, right? There are great resources out there for you outside of class where you can go into a writing a writing help center, right? You can go into a math help center. You can go into different places. You can ask different people in your classes. You can ask other professors, email them, email counselors, right? There are different ways to get around this, and there are different ways to feel like you've invested in a class that maybe you did or did not like, right? Now, going on to that, what can you do outside of class? The important thing is there are things you can do. There are things you can do outside of class that can be helpful, and things that you're gonna want to use, right? Every teacher has office hours, right? You can go into a teacher's office hours. It's usually on the syllabus. It'll tell you, right? And it'll be like on Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3, right? There are different things that you can use and different places that you can go to, and different places where you can get that assistance, right? It's a fun and important thing that one can do and try and figure out, right? Now, I will say, like, sometimes it's a tough thing, right? It's a tough thing trying to figure out like how the college how things work, because you get nervous. I was so nervous. Sometimes there were teachers I just could not go to office hours for, but it's good and it's helpful, and you'll learn, and your teachers will like you more. And there's not a single teacher out there that shows up to their office hours and is sad that a student wants to talk to them, right? That's the truth, right? it will always be that you go into a teacher's office hours more likely than not, and they have a lot of that time to make sure that they are able to talk to you, right? You schedule that appointment, and boom, they want to talk and they want to figure it out, right? That's the nice thing. College professors want you to succeed. Any teacher wants you to succeed. That's just how it is, right? That's how it is, and that's how you figure it out, right? Now, you're gonna be in a lot of different class settings.
Come on, Jerry.
You're gonna be in a lot of different class settings,
but anywhere.
right? And you're gonna learn a lot.
It's podcasts but anywhere with Taylor Cartago.
Right.
There's a
lot of different things that a person can do, right? To get better in their classes, right? You can learn things, you can do things, you can figure things out, and that is good, right? Now, what else is there to do with the college experience, right? It's a fun thing that you can kind of experiment with. Like, I have been in a multitude of clubs on campus, right? I was in a musical theater club, right? I have been in a comedy club, a sketch comedy group, right? I've been in clubs that have helped me with like my Asian American identity. I've been to Asian American clubs. I've been to a Filipino club. A lot of schools have clubs dedicated to your different backgrounds as people, and that is amazing, and that is special, and that is great, right? Well, I guess you could say there are three kinds of clubs, right? There are clubs that are like for you as an individual, like recreational, right? I am in a musical theater club, right? And I have met so many people that are invested in musical theater and love musical theater and love performing and put on shows and perform in shows and sing and dance and act, and it's great. And I'm so forever thankful to know all these people, right? I am in a club where I like do comedy, and I can do stand-up, and I can do improv, and I can do sketch, right? I write something, and I've met people that are funny and can help me like be funny and help me learn. Lachlan behind the camera is also in the comedy club with me, and you can wave, Lachlan. Hi, Lachlan. Everybody say hi, Lachlan. Yeah. So now, it's just one of those things where you're kind of learning, you're kind of figuring it out, right? College is what it is, right? And you're really just locking in, and you're like meeting all these people through these clubs. It's a great experience, right? I know for a fact that in my high school, clubs sometimes didn't work. I was like a president of a club and a vice president of another club, and how often did we really like get a meaningful experience out of that? I couldn't tell you. But clubs in college are run in a way where I feel that you learn a lot, and a lot of people are like there to help you and learn things and help you learn things, right? And that's great. It's so great. It's so fun. It's amazing. No, feel free. No, don't worry. Now, it's just one of those things. The camera cut. There's too much storage on my iPhone. I do this a lot. I'm so sorry. But where was I? Clubs, right? Clubs. They're fun and they're good, and you learn things and you meet people and you do things, right? The Filipino Student Union is a club that I'm in where I've met other Filipinos. I've talked about my heritage. I'm Filipino American and I'm proud of it, right? You'll meet a lot of people like yourself. You'll be in clubs that help with activism, clubs that will help with like just different interests that one may have, clubs that will help with a bunch of different things, right? And that's totally okay, right? Now, one of the things that a person may need to know when they're working on all of this like club stuff, this club X, Y, and Z, is like, how do you know like what club to be in, right? Now, my game plan whenever I am in a club is just when you're at the club fair, talk to people. You know, every school has a club fair, and you talk to people and you learn about them and you have a good time, and you get these conversations going and they start flowing, and you just recognize that like you will know a lot about like the different like people once you sign your name up. And sometimes you sign your name up and you don't go to a club meeting. Sometimes you miss out on a club and you see their Instagram like months later and you go to a club meeting for the first time. That is totally okay. You're allowed to go to a club meeting and you're allowed to do these things and you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to do all these things, right? Now, the fun thing is, right, if you're doing the club thing, right, if you're learning all about these clubs and you're learning about these things and you're doing all this stuff, right, you're kind of figuring it out all on your own and like meeting people, and it's a bunch of people that have the same interests as you. right? You have the immediate talking point of, oh, we both love like comedy, or oh, we both love musical theater, or oh, we both love being Filipino. That's one of those things that you can bond over. Oh, we both love activism. Oh, we both love marketing. You know, sometimes there are marketing clubs. Business clubs are a whole other thing that I'm not even a part of. But those things exist. Those things are there, right? Now, clubs are just one way out of the many ways that one can find school spirit. But school spirit is all over the place. Someone threw another can. Someone threw a Four Loko at the street. Wow, really makes you think. Really makes you think, doesn't it? Now, I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. What if I don't want to be a part of this whole like school spirit thing? You don't need to. You don't need to. But again, it's what you make of it, right? The schools will have sports games. Schools will have like different, what do you call it? Schools will have sports games. Schools will have clubs. Schools will have different events. Schools will have like talks with like different people, guest talk shows people, right? Events that you can go to and have a good time at. And there are things off campus. Again, I'm here at a college bar that a lot of people are going to. That and it's not school affiliated, right? It's one of those things where you're kind of just like off on your own, and you're kind of learning your own thing, and you're choosing what to do. And school spirit kind of is whatever you want it to be, right? School spirit can be like going to a club meeting and meeting people that you like talking to. School spirit can be I went and I dressed up in my merch with the colors and the logo, and I cheered for my team during the basketball game, right? It depends on what school you go to, and it depends on what your school's curriculum is, and it depends on what your academics are. Some schools don't have sports, some schools do. Feel free. You can do whatever you want, right? Now, you're kind of figuring it out, and you're kind of learning, and that's what college is all about, right? Now, I will say, right? It's a tough thing. It's a really tough thing, you know, the college experience, right? But you're learning, right? And you're figuring it out, and it's great, right? Let me tell you,
wonderful thing,
right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of different people that you're going to meet. Some of the greatest people you're ever going to meet are people that you just meet out of the blue.
That's what I'm saying.
People where you're just you know, talking to yourself, and you go like, "Hi, my name's Taylor. Nice to meet you," right? And it's one of those things, right? I've said it before and I've said it again. It's what you make of it. The school is what you make of it, right? You don't want to go out on your Saturday. You're not going to have that experience on your Saturday. You don't pay attention to your classes. You're not going to know a lot about what your classes are about. You manage and you figure things out, and you plus or minus, and you add and you average, and you do all these things to accommodate and to adjust and adapt. And every semester is different. Every year is different. Everything that you do is something that will change and adapt, and it will be different, and it will change, and that is okay. And that's great.
Oh yeah.
It's great, man. You're gonna learn a lot, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
Now, what else does the school offer, right? How are you gonna, for example, find the mailroom, right? Mailrooms are a thing that a lot of colleges have. My college has one personally, right? My college is relatively small. The mailroom is for everybody on our campus, right? We share it with the 2 different dorm halls, right? That's how it is, right? You go to the mailroom room, right? And it's in a building, and you go up and you ask, and sometimes you get an email when your mail has come in, right? And you just regularly check when things come in or when things aren't, right? Sometimes the mailroom has different hours you can go into, right? It's either like a lunch happens in the middle, or they're not available on weekends or something like that. You'll figure it out, right? You will accommodate to whatever your mailroom is. Some people have mail directly sent to whatever your dorm is. Some people have mail that is sent to a location off campus. Some people have a P.O. box. It all depends on you. Learn what your address is so you can get mail sent to you. You're gonna want like something so that you can get a package from Etsy, or like get some sort of thing coming along that you may want from online. Your parents might want to write you a nice letter. Write to your parents, please. That's another thing. Before I get on to other stuff they have on campus, write to your parents. Call your parents. Like, text them, how was your day? Good morning. Your parents will miss you. Your parents will miss you. I know my parents miss me, and I miss my parents so much. I love my parents so much. And that is just something that you have to deal with when you're moving to college. You know, you don't see your parents every day. You don't see your siblings every day. You don't see your friends from back home every day. Keep in touch with them. Keep in touch with them, right? I call my parents at least once a week just to catch up and be like, how's your day? What'd you do? You know, what YouTube video have you watched this month, Mom? You know, you figure it out and you talk and you do all these things, right? You meet a lot of cool people in college, but the coolest people are the people are the people that you love back at home too. And never forget that. Obviously it's different depending on the person. Some people have like more or less love for different people from back home. But it all depends on your accommodations. Right, now, I will say, right, you're gonna wanna figure it out, right? And you're kind of just figuring it out and doing your own thing, and you're learning it, and you're trying to like figure it out. What else is in the college room, right? What else is in the college campus? You'll have a gym. Gyms exist. Gyms are around, and they are useful, and you should help them. Then they should help you, like, work out, right? You're gonna meet a lot of people you know at the gym. Sometimes it's kind of embarrassing, like walking into a gym where every single person is someone that you live with, but that's how it is, Go in the times when you know that you want to go. Go in the mornings, go in the afternoons, go at night, Gyms will be open depending on the hours of the day. I know that my gym at school is only open for certain hours, right? The gym is not open 24 hours. It is open at different times in the day, and you just gotta go whenever you can. Find a time after your classes, find a time before your classes, time where you know that you can get a good workout in and you can have your time to shower or change, right? It's all up to you. Find a time in between classes. Sometimes you have a class at the beginning of the day and a class at the end of the day, and you just kind of figure out, oh, well, that's what the class schedule is, right? It all depends, and you'll figure it out, right? Now, what else? What else am I thinking of? What else am I learning? What else is on the college campus? The quad is a great place to meet new people, right? The quad will have a lot of different activities happening. Every day I see a new person playing some sort of like racket ball game outside. Either it's racquetball or it's badminton, or I see people playing, what's that game called where it's like you have the ball and you throw it at the trampoline and then it bounces to another person, and then what is that game called? Oh my god. When I come up with the name of that game, Spike Ball! I love Spike Ball. Spike Ball's a great game. It's a fun one, right? You're gonna play Spike Ball too. That's one of the things. You're kind of just learning and you're figuring things out and you're doing whatever you can in order to kind of be a part of the thing, right? Now, you're meeting a lot of people out there, right? I loved some of my greatest times back at my first year were when I would not know what to do. I got to the quad, I see someone I know, I sit down there having a picnic. You start a picnic out on the grass, right? You go to a different place and you see all these people that you know or don't know, and you learn about them and you figure things out, right? Another thing that one may know, or another thing that one may learn about, is the school library. The school library is a place not only for books but for studying and for more books, right? Let me tell you, right? I love the library. My library is open until about 10 p.m. It opens very early in the morning, right? You're gonna learn a lot just by going in there and sitting down and focusing and learning about things. Sometimes it's hard. I have a desk in my room, but sometimes I don't want to study in there. Sometimes you don't want to study at your desk. You're gonna really want to study wherever you can, and you'll get a lot of peace and quiet in the library, right? Librarians are truly librarians, where they will shush you, and that is totally okay, right? You'll learn and you'll figure things out. Have a laptop. I recommend having a laptop, right? But that's something I'll get into later, right? The different things you may need for a class setting, right? When you're in the library, find a place. There are different levels in a library a lot of the time, depending on like what your comfortability of talking and socialization is. They have computers, they have different books, textbooks, academic books that you can really learn from. There are, like my library has one of those library like bookshelves where you crank the thing and then it opens like a new part of the library and there are more books, and I think that's so cool. I love that. Whoever invented that part of the library is a genius, right? Now, it's a great place. It's a great place and you'll learn a lot. And be nice to your librarians, be nice to your fellow students, like don't bring in food if you're not allowed to bring in food. Do whatever you want, but like just be courteous, be nice, right? It's one of those things, right? It's one of those things you'll have to figure out and you'll have to learn, right? College is a place where, again, you're learning and you're figuring stuff out, and that is okay, Now, what else, right? What do you bring to a class? What do you bring to a class? What do you bring to a college class, right? You're gonna want to bring a lot of things to a college class, whether it be like just a pen and pencil, right? A notebook, a piece of paper, something where you can keep your notes, a computer, a tablet. I have so many professors that are anti-computer but pro-tablet, right? Because there are notating apps on tablets where you can write and scroll and do a lot of things and highlight, and that works for a lot of people, and a lot of teachers appreciate that. I would recommend getting one. I know people that have one. I personally don't have one. I use the pen and paper. I love writing with the pen and paper just because it helps me focus better. The act of writing actually really does help. There are studies that have shown this. the act of writing things down with your hand and putting them on something, whether it be a tablet or a piece of paper, having the words in front of you and having your hand write down what those words are will help you remember things better than if you type them. And I know it sounds crazy and I know it sounds weird, but you're really going to want to learn a lot, right? You're really going to want to learn about like what it is to be in a class setting like that, and to like you know, learn all these like different ways and how to take notes. In high school, sometimes it's easy not to take notes just because it's like, oh, you know what, it's an easy class. Sometimes it's a hard class, you know. It all depends on what you want to do, right? It's all dependent, right? I will say, you know, I love writing with a pen and paper. I love writing with a pen and paper. It's great and it's awesome and it's fun, right? You can doodle. I love to doodle. That's another thing you can do in class. Doodling is okay. Doodling is okay. You're allowed to doodle, right? I will say that if you're doodling and if you're writing things down, right, you can still focus, right? In today's modern ADHD like ridden world, right, sometimes you need different things to focus. Sometimes you need to write things down on a piece of paper while you're doodling and listening to a professor in order to know what's going on. I've had notebooks full of just like different shapes and colors and drawings. I've drawn my friends in them. I've drawn like different things. I had a whole page in a notebook where I just drew different Minecraft things, and it was great and it was fun and it was awesome and it's great. You'll love it, right? But that doesn't mean don't pay attention to those classes. Pay attention to those classes, right? You'll always want to bring a pen. I hated being that guy that was like, hey, do you have a pen? You know, it is what it is, right? And lastly, what you want to bring to a class is a good attitude. You want to bring a good attitude, right? If you go into a class and you're like, I don't really want to be here, you're not going to like it. You're really not going to like it. Again, it's what you make of it. I've said it a million times, I'm going to say it again. It's what you make of it, right? You're really going to enjoy the class if you pay attention and you like learning the things. If you don't really like learning the things, you're not really going to like being in it, right? It is what it is, right? Now, I will say, right, again, a lot of stuff happens, a lot of stuff goes on, right? You're figuring it out and you're doing X, Y, and Z and you're doing a lot, right? There's, what do you call it? Totally blanking, college, studying, things you want, having a computer. Yeah, staying on task. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you're gonna learn, and a lot of stuff that you're gonna want to do. Right? You're kind of just figuring stuff out, you know. And that's how it is. That's how it is. Right? I think the most important thing that I learned about college my first year is I'd have fun. You know, I don't know. Not that I didn't in high school, but there's a lot about my own personality and a lot about myself that is really where like it's hard for me to kind of meet new people and to talk to people and do things and put myself out there, right? And I know a lot of people where you are like that too, right? A lot of people are like that too. But what you have to know is that everyone's on the same boat, right? We're all at this university and we're all here to learn and to study, and I have met so many great people just by being in this new environment, an environment, because I lived in my hometown for 18 years of my life. I have learned so much from being in a new place and just starting fresh and meeting new people. There are so many great people that you are going to meet, and that's awesome and that's great, and you're gonna love it. You're really gonna love it, and never forget that. You know, never forget that. Right? It's something you're really gonna love, right? Don't regret. Don't diminish what college is, right? Like, spend every day you can doing what you can and learning what you can and trying your best and doing your best and figuring things out, because at the end of the day, that is what matters, right? That is what matters. Again, like, wow, this line is long. This line is going around the block. This line is going all the way around the block. Hey, how long have you guys been waiting in this thing?
Fucking half an hour. Wait, are you like one of the guys?
Yeah, I'm one of the many guys, yeah.
No, like, who's running the shit?
I run
like,
shit.
are you working like over here?
I mean, I'm kind of working right now, yeah, but like, I'm not.
My boy, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, are you working with Barnyard or not?
Oh no, I'm not
what
here.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just doing my job, you know.
What's your job?
It's this.
Wait, is it recording right now?
It's recording me. Now, there are different things that you're gonna learn, A lot of different things you're gonna see and a lot of different things you're gonna do, right? What's my time? What? 3 minutes left? It's been 17 minutes. I can talk for 3 more minutes. What is the last thing I know about college? Last thing I know about college. Last thing that I know about college. It's a time where you're gonna meet a lot of new people, right? There is a thing that happens where you feel like your first year everything is set, right? And in those first few weeks everything feels so set and official because everything happens so fast. And sometimes it's not official, right? Again, I've had friends that I met during orientation. I have people that I met during orientation I've never talked to again, right? People become your friend and stop being your friend, and there are complications with people and things that you learn and things that you can't learn. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit that happens, right? And the thing that you need to know is that it's okay if things change. It is okay if things are happening and like the world is like shifting and you meet someone and the next day they don't want to talk to you, or you don't want to talk to them, or you learn something about them because it's again your first month here, right? You shouldn't take it personally, right? Sometimes people aren't just a good match, right? Sometimes you fall in love with someone and you have a hallway crush your first semester and you never see them again. You never see them again, right? That's totally all right. Yeah, go ahead. And that's how it is. That's how it is, right? You're just gonna have a good time. You're just gonna have a good time, and you're gonna want to have a good time. You're gonna learn. You're gonna do stuff, right? That's how it is, right? You're just learning and you're doing whatever you can, right? There's a lot that you're gonna learn and a lot that you do, and it is what it is. Guys, I need cash. Now, it's college, right? It is both infinite in that you have to do so much, but finite in that you have so little time, right? Again, you're managing it. You're managing and you're figuring out and you're adapting, right? I still don't have it figured out yet. To say that I have it figured out is a lie. I really don't. I really don't have it figured out, right? But maybe you will, and one of these days it's going to click, and it's going to happen where you audience viewer, if you're in college, you're gonna sit there one day, and you're gonna be with your friends, and you're gonna think like this is finally my home. You know, there's this weird phenomenon that happens where you're talking to someone and you're out late at night and you're just having a good time, you're partying or you're walking around, you're doing something, and you're tired and you just go, I'm gonna go home now. And what you really mean by that is you're gonna go back to your dorm or your apartment, right? And now, to go back to your dorm or to your apartment is home, and it should feel like home. You're making it a home. You're making the college experience something that you can call yours, right? And it's individual and it's personal. And it's personalized. It's something that you're going to learn. It's something that you are going to figure out, and something that you're going to want to figure out as fast or as slow as possible, right? And it's great, and you're going to love it. I promise you're going to love it. It's going to be great, right? If you're in college right now and you just watched this video because you wanted like a little bit of advice like going forward, if you're watching this video because you're about to go in and move, that's great too. If you're watching this video because you're bored and you're not going to college for a while, that's also okay. You're going to learn any of this, or maybe you've learned all of this, right? This advice will stay with you for as long as it can, and I hope that even if I got things wrong, or if I'm not doing something like right with my advice, right? I hope that at least I'm helping someone. You know, I hope someone's out there and they clicked on this and they thought, oh, you know, this might be funny, and they watch it and they think this was a good choice. You know, like I'm making a difference. Like I hope that I'm making a difference in telling you this. You know, college is where I met all the people that helped me with these videos, right? College is where I met all the people that I like sit with like during my dinners and my lunches and talk to in my free time. It's where I meet all the people I hang out with in my classes. It is where you're gonna meet so many great people. You're gonna meet them on campus and off campus, and you're gonna get on Hinge and you're gonna see someone that you know from campus, and it's gonna be really awkward. I'm not on Hinge, but that's happened to a lot of people that I know. If I were on Hinge, that would be awful. But it is what it is. You're going to learn a lot, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be fun, right? It's going to be great, and it's going to be fun, right? you're gonna have a good time, right? One of the, I guess I'll leave you. I guess I'll leave you with this. I guess I'll leave you with this. College is fun. It's supposed to be fun. And it's also supposed to be stressful, and it's supposed to be weird, and it's supposed to be an adjustment, and it's supposed to change. It is not adulthood. You are still only 19, you're still only 20, you're still only 21, you're still only 22. You are not an adult, whether you want to be or not, right? You're learning and you're figuring things out, and you're just gonna have a good time doing things and experimenting with things and learning things about yourself, right? There's never a time during the college experience where you're going to be an adult working your full-time job and like having your wife and kids and going out to like the 9 to 5, unless you do that and you're going to college, right? Like if you're first going to college at the age of like 19 or 18 or 17 even, or 20, 21, 22, if you're going to college later in life, it's a world that you immerse yourself in and learn about and do things for and do things with, and it's great and it's awesome. You'll have a good time. All right. Hello, my name Lachlan. What's my time? Yeah. This has been Anything Could Be a Podcast with Taylor Cartago. I'm Taylor Cartago, and anything can be a podcast. And I'll leave you with this. Go Rams. Thank you.